why don't we just print more money then? That's the question my son asked me this morning. Well, he asks 1,000 questions per morning, but this is the one that stuck in my head. Why don't we just print more money? Now, I'm no economist, but of course, you have to answer these questions as best you can. It's a little bit like, if there's a God, who's his mother? Well, son, go and ask Father Peter. Handball that one. But this one, I don't know any good economists, and I'm not one either, so I have to field it as best I can. Why don't we just print more money then? Well, son, that's what Germany tried, and it didn't work then, so it won't work now. That would have satisfied me as a child. Thanks, Dad. I'm off to the pool now. Yeah, bye, son. But wasn't that rosy? But it was rosy enough. I've been around now. I had a rosy childhood. Now, what did I say? Oh yeah, that's what Germany tried. No, not Alex. That's not good enough for him. That doesn't mean, just because it didn't work for Germany doesn't mean it wouldn't work for us. So, why don't we just print more money then to make ourselves twice as rich? I said, well, oh God, here we go down the rabbit hole. Well, son, the other countries would then charge us twice as much for everything because they would know that we've printed more money. Okay? But Dad, that I hear a lot. But Dad, in fact, it's the first 2 words he says every morning. But Dad, hang on, you haven't even made a proposition yet. You can't say but, as your first word for the entire day. But Dad, why don't we just print more money and not tell them? Well, I think they'd find out. How? I don't know. And that's the honest truth. I don't know how they'd find out. And at that point, I was stuck, and I felt like saying, "Ask me about God, and who his mother is or was." At the same time, no, I want to know about this other thing. Oh well, somehow they find out. I think. Now, as I've driven along, I've sort of thought about it. Yeah, they'd find out, and most money isn't printed. You always think of, most money is just electronic these days and all that sort of stuff. But that wouldn't have satisfied him. That would have taken us right through the whole rabbit warren, not just down a rabbit hole. If I'd started that one, how does money work? He would have asked. Where it's just electronic and it doesn't even exist. Oh. See, and that's where I'd have to sort of say, it's like Roblox. That would have, I reckon that might have even worked because he'd understand that. It's like Roblox. I could say, Roblox. I could say yes to $4.99 worth of Roblox for you right now. Can I have that now, Dad? No. And how long would that last? And he'd say, 5 minutes. All right, and what if I gave you $12.99 worth of Roblox right now? Can I have that, Dad? That would be great. No. But what would happen? And he'd say, well, 5 minutes later it'd be spent. What if I approved $4,999.99 worth of Roblox? How long would that last you, son? 5 minutes, Dad? See? No, I don't see. And you'd be right, because I don't see either how that relates to inflation or whatever it was that I was talking about before. But I would have said, look, see, economics is a mysterious beast. And they'd find out somehow, those Koreans, because they're sneaky bastards. Dad, that's racist. Oh, is it? No, they are, aren't they? I'd disrespect them if they weren't, because we are too. Because look at you, wanting to print money secretly. and get your Kia for cheaper from Korea. Sneaky bastards we are. All right, so yeah, this would be a great episode if I was an economist and I could explain the rest of it, but I can't. Just some of the things I can imagine is what if we printed more money. Now, is there a way, given that most money is electronic now and it doesn't actually exist as hard currency, can you print more of that electronic money? See, I actually don't know the answer to that, but I suspect the answer is yes. You kind of release it somehow. So, do they? Does the government, when it needs to put more money into the system, print $250,000 worth of extra $50 notes, but also just releases $10 million worth of electronic money? How do they do that? I'm sure there's a way. These are all the sorts of things that I didn't broach with my son this morning because he would never have got to school and I would never have got to work, because he would have taken me right through the whole rabbit warren. But I suppose I would have related it back to Prologues. And but this business of keeping how much money you've got secret from other countries, I'd love to talk to an economist about that, because I bet you there's something to that. I don't know what that something will be. That's what if the whole world is like your street, you don't tend to tell your neighbours how much money you've got, but on the world stage, do they find out? Do other countries actually know how much money we've got, or do we keep some of it secret? I don't know. Have we got a secret gold stash? Because gold's a kind of money, isn't it? And all that sort of thing. Gold is a type of money. I think it is sometimes when you decide that you want it to be, and sometimes you abandon gold as a kind of currency setter and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot to economics that I don't understand. The gold standard, I've heard of that, and I think there's been times in recent history, over the last couple of 100 years, where people have signed up to the gold standard. And other times, I think in between the wars and all that sort of thing, when a lot of countries, most countries, all countries, I can't remember, I wasn't there, let go of the gold standard, so that because they felt too tethered to it. It was regulating local currencies too much. Regulation of currencies. I'm sure I could have gone down the rabbit warren with my son on that one. I wish I knew more about economics on one level, and on another level, I'm glad I don't, because I'm going to pull over. And because I don't know any more about economics, I don't have to speak anymore on this episode.